story is about Whiskers and the Tick-Tock Machine. Whiskers refers to a small black cat who lives in a village. Her name is Kit Kat and she says, "Hello, my name is Kit Kat. Nice to meet you." ये कहानी है एक बिल्ली की जिसका नाम है किट कैट और वो बोल रही है, "हाय, मेरा नाम है किट कैट. आप सबसे मिलकर अच्छा लगा." Now, Kit Kat is a small kitten who lives in a small town. But in that small town, she doesn't have a lot of friends. उसके छोटे से गांव में बहुत सारी बिल्लियां नहीं है, तो उसके बहुत सारे दोस्त भी नहीं हैं. She doesn't even have any human friends. Nobody plays with her. She's always on her own. Sometimes she's sitting near a river, or sometimes she's walking on the street. Sometimes she's looking for food. But every time she tries to play with someone, they shoo her away. जब भी किट कैट किसके साथ खेलना चाहती तो वो उसे भगा देते. दूसरी बिल्लियों के पास जाती तो बिल्ली उसके पास से भाग जाते. तो दिन भर किट कैट बस नदी के किनारे बैठती या फिर रोड पे अपने लिए खुद के लिए खाना ढूंढती. पर उसके कई ज्यादा दोस्त नहीं थे और इस वजह से वो बहुत ही उदास रहा करती थी. And Kit Kat was so sad. She thought, I have no friends in this village. I don't like it here at all. It's so boring. Nobody plays with me. Maybe I could head to the city and make some new friends. Kit Kat को बहुत ही बड़ा आइडिया आया. उसने सोचा कि मैं शहर चली जाती हूँ. वहाँ तो बहुत सारे कुत्ते और बिल्लियाँ होती है, बहुत सारे इंसान भी होते हैं. तो मैं उन सब से दोस्ती कर लूंगी और मैं सबकी फेवरेट बन जाऊंगी. Kit Kat wanted to become everyone's best friend. She was a very, very social cat and she loved purring and playing with her friends. And so, with that plan in mind, she decided to go to the city. So Kit Kat finally walks into the city and she sees that there are huge buildings, which is very different from the village that she's used to. Villages does not have such huge buildings, but here there are so many buildings and there are so many vehicles as well. And which means that there will be loads and loads of humans and loads of animals to be friends with. The Kit Kat was so excited. She said, "Whoa, look at that building. She has a cat inside the house. Maybe I could be friends with her." There is a white cat. There is an orange cat. Oh my god, I see another orange cat. So many cats I could be friends with. I'm gonna make so many friends here. Now Kit Kat बहुत खुश हो गई थी शहर में आके, क्योंकि शहर में इतनी बड़ी बिल्डिंग थी और ढेर सारे कार्स, बाइक्स और कई सारी बिल्लियां भी थी. हर गली में जाओ उसे कहीं ना कहीं एक बिल्ली दिख जाती और वो बिल्ली को देखकर बहुत खुश हो जाती और सोचती, मैं इन सारी बिल्लियों से दोस्ती कर लूंगी. और यही सोच लेकर, with that hope, Kit Kat finally started making friends. But the moment they would approach them, the animals would get angry. The first animal she approached was a dog. She thought, he's a pet dog. He might become friends with me. But the dog was angry and started barking instead. The dog said, Whoa, she doesn't even know how to wag her tail. She's afraid of water too. She cannot become friends with us. She doesn't know how to be a dog. And she's not like the city cats. She cannot be our friends. Go away, you stupid cat. किट कैट ने सबसे पहले कोशिश की कि वो कुत्तों से दोस्ती करे. बट एक घरेलू कुत्ते ने किट कैट को बहुत डांटा. उसने कहा, तुम्हें तो हमारी तरह दुम हिलाना भी नहीं आता है. तुम तो पानी से भी डरती हो और तुम इस शहर की बिल्लियों जैसे बिल्कुल नहीं हो. तुम हमें अच्छी नहीं लगती. चली जाओ यहाँ से. Now Kit Kat felt very, very sad. She didn't know animals could be so mean to her. She was so sad and she decided, why don't I make friends with the humans? And she saw that there are so many humans at the park and she decided to go ahead and make friends with them at the park. But again, something horrible happened. Even the humans did not want to become friends with her. Instead, they were scared of her. The moment she would try to walk towards them, they would run away. One of the child said, "Oh no, look, it's the ugly black cat again. We must stay away. I don't want to be anywhere near her." And his friend who was equally scared, she said, "Yes, my grandmother said that black cats are very unlucky. And if they cross your path, you should not keep walking. Something bad will happen to you. I'm not gonna cross the road now that the black cat is here. I will go home." Hearing that made Kit Kat feel so sad. किट कैट ने जब इंसानों से दोस्ती करने की कोशिश की तो सारे इंसान से उससे दूर भागने लगे। छोटे बच्चे उससे डरकर भाग जाते। कुछ बच्चे तो कहने लगे कि ये तो अगली काली बिल्ली है, इससे तो हमें दूर रहना पड़ेगा। और उसकी दोस्त ने कहा, मेरी दादी ने कहा है कि जब बिल्ली रास्ता काटी है, काली बिल्ली रास्ता काटी है, इसका मतलब कि कुछ बुरा होने वाला है, तो हमें इस रास्ते से नहीं जाना चाहिए। ये सारे काली बिल्लियां बहुत ही अनलकी होते हैं, हमें यहाँ से चल देना चाहिए। और वो घर चले जाते हैं। But hearing all of this made Kitty the Kit Kat feel so sad. So Kitty the cat was very upset and she started crying. That's when a very kind girl named Khushi felt pity on her and she started stroking her fur. And she said, "Oh no, poor Kitty, don't cry. My name is Khushi. Why do you look so sad?" एक प्यारी सी दयालु बच्ची किटी द कैट को रोते हुए देखती है और उसके पास आकर उसका कान खुजाते हुए कहती है, "प्यारी बिल्ली, तुम इतनी उदास क्यों हो? मेरा नाम खुशी है, मुझे बताओ तुम्हारे साथ क्या हुआ है?" और किट कैट बोलती है, "हेलो खुशी, मेरा नाम किट कैट है। मैं एक छोटे गांव से आई हूँ। वहां पे मेरे कोई दोस्त नहीं थे। मैं यहाँ पे शहर में आई ताकि मेरे ढेर सारे दोस्त बने। बट जब से मैं यहाँ आई हूँ, सब लोग मुझे डराते हैं, मारते हैं, भगाते हैं और हर कोई मुझे अनलकी बुलाता है। Ever since I've come to the village, everyone has been cruel to me. Ever since I've come to the city, people have been cruel to me. Sometimes they throw stones at me. Sometimes they shoo me away or try to beat me with a stick. And everyone calls me unlucky. And it makes me feel so sad." Now hearing all of this made Khushi feel sad. Khushi could not understand how does being black make a cat unlucky. अगर बिल्ली का फर काला होता है तो वो उससे अनलकी कैसे हो जाती है? खुशी को ये कुछ समझ नहीं आया। काली बिल्ली भी वैसे ही होती है जैसे व्हाइट बिल्ली होती है या फिर भूरी बिल्ली होती है। इसमें अनलकी होने वाली क्या बात है? जैसे कुछ इंसान व्हाइट होते हैं, कुछ इंसान ब्राउन होते हैं और कुछ इंसान ब्लैक होते हैं। हमें भी तो कोई अनलकी नहीं बुलाता है, हम सारे इंसान हैं। So just because they are black, should we treat humans or animals badly or cruelly?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
There was a time when people of white color used to treat black people and brown people very cruelly. Have you heard about it when India was under British Raj?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yes, was it a good time for brown people or black people?
No, ma'am.
No, it was not. So similarly, we are doing that to black cats. We are telling her you are black and you are unlucky. Is that good? Should we be doing that?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I cannot understand. And that's when a huge sound cracked in the sky. And someone magical appeared. A wizard appeared out of nowhere and he said, "Hello Khushi and Kit Kat, I am Wizard Catasaur and I am here to tell you something very important." Now Khushi and Kit Kat were surprised. "A wizard? In 21st century? We've never seen one." And he says, "I am Wizard Catasaur and I am here because you are thinking about something which I have answers for. And I think it's time to solve the mystery why people think black cats are unlucky. We will also learn some secrets along the way. So are you ready for it?"
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So he says, we will be visiting 4 different countries on our time machine to find out. Are you all ready to get on the time machine?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Khushi is also so excited. Not only is she going to learn something very exciting, but she's going to go on a time traveling machine. And she says, "This looks very exciting, Catasaur. Let's go on a time travel and find your secrets, Kit Kat." And so all of them sits down in the time machine and boom bada boom, they travel through time. First country they are visiting is none other than ancient Egypt. So in ancient Egypt, around 4,000 years ago, there was a goddess called Bastet. She was the daughter of Ra, or also known as Re, the sun god. She was the goddess and protector of women, children, and also cats. She was worshipped in the form of lioness and later as the cat, because cats were considered lucky in Egypt. Here is a modern statue of the goddess, and this is the place where she used to live in, near the river Nile. Now, so the same question Khushi had, but Catasaur, why were cats considered lucky in ancient Egypt? And Catasaur said, Khushi, that is a good question, and I will tell you a secret, so listen carefully. Now, back in Egypt, they did not have bank or they did not have proper storage place. Instead, they had huge dungeons and they had huge granaries where they used to store their food. And cats were worshipped because the cats in the Egypt used to protect their food in the dungeons by playing a very important role. They will protect these food by killing the cats, by killing the rats and other things that would try to eat their food. Now, food was considered very, very important. It is still very important, but back then it used to be equal to having wealth. And that is why they needed cats to protect their food from being eaten by the rats or being taken away. And that's why they were worshipped and were considered lucky in ancient Egypt. After hearing that, Khushi says, yes, cats are lucky to have around. Let's go on our next adventure. But before they can go ahead, the wizard Catasaur says, yes, we can, but before that, you will have to solve a cat password. Are you all ready? Will you all help Khushi find the cat password?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes.
Now, which part of the body did Egyptians remove after the cat had passed away?
Ma'am, fur. Eyebrows, ma'am.
The correct answer is eyebrows. They used to take out their eyebrows after their passing away. Now, with that correct answer, Khushi says, oh, I didn't know that. So where are we going next to Mr. Catasaur? Catasaur says, why don't you all take a wild guess while we sit in the time machine and go bim bada boom to another place. We are visiting ancient Japan. Now we travel back to time in the year 1883. Now, do you see in the picture behind, what do you see in the picture?
Cats. Ma'am, statues of cats and a house.
Yes, statues of cat. The house is called a shrine, also known as temples where people used to worship. But why do we have the statues of cats? Now, Kit Kat was also surprised. She says, but Catasaur, is there a statue of my ancestor in front of a shrine? What's a statue doing there? Of all the animals, why is there a statue of my ancestors? Now, Catasaur says, yes, Kit Kat. Now, why do you think they have a statue of a cat in front of a holy shrine? Any idea? Back in ancient Japan, some shrines were located in towns where silk was made. And the town cats again played a very important role keeping the mice away while making the silk and storing it. Now, back in ancient world, especially in Japan, where Japan was one of the lead exporters in silk. Silk was very important and played a very important role in the trade policies. So that's why the cats became so important that they kept all the rats and the mice away from destroying their silk. And that's why they became so important, and their statues were erected in some of the shrines where silk used to be made. But before we go ahead, Kit Kat says, wow, my ancestors were so helpful. But Catasaur, the wise and old, reminds them that silkworm is made by boiling silkworms alive. This hurt them a lot and it's very cruel. So they take the silkworm. When a caterpillar goes into a cocoon to become a butterfly, he comes into a shape like this. That's when they take them and put them into boiling water to make silk out of them. And thousands have to be boiled alive to make one silk sari. So I wonder, should we be using silk or there are other cloths that we can use instead?
Ma'am, other clothes we can use instead.
What about the rest of you? What do you guys think?
Other. Ma'am, velvet.
Other clothes which does not come from animals, which does not hurt them. And just like you guys, Khushi was so surprised to know how silk is actually made. And she says, I didn't know that, Catasaur. I'll make sure to choose clothes that are kinder to animals and that does not come from animals. Now hearing that, Catasaur was very happy that he brought along Khushi for this journey because she seems very kind. And now with that, Catasaur brings along another fact and he asks, now, can you guess why restaurants in Japan have statues of cat with a cat waving with a moving left paw calling customers? This Khushi replies. Khushi was very excited because she has recently gone to Japan, so she found out about this and she says, this is the beckoning cat. They bring loyal people believe that keeping them will bring luck and loyalty. And the customers will keep coming back to their restaurants again and again. Now, Kit Kat, Khushi says, Kit Kat, you are my lucky charm. तुम मेरी lucky charm हो. और Kit Kat खुश हो जाती है सुनकर और वो कहती है, maybe I am. Now let's go to the next place. But Catasaur reminds them, before we go ahead, you'll have to solve a cat password. Cats sweat from which part of the body? Cats के कौन सी body से उन्हें sweat आता है? आंखों से, paw से, ears से, tail से.
Ma'am, ears. Ears.
Sweat comes from their paws, not from their eyes, ears or tail. Now, Romania. Now, in Romania, there is a place called Transylvania. There is in fact a movie called Transylvania. In Transylvania, there was another superstition. They believed that if a cat, especially a black cat, jumps over a grave of a person, he or she would turn into a vampire. Kit Kat says, vampires? But that's not true, Catasaur, is it? Vampires are bad. They suck blood of humans. They are not real. That's just a story. And Khushi adds, but Catasaur, ghosts and vampires are not real. Now Catasaur has a good laugh and he says, ha ha, you are absolutely right, Khushi. This is just a superstition. Do you all know what is a superstition?
Myth. It's a myth. I'm a thought.
Superstition is a thought which is widely believed by a lot of people, but something which is not true. But Catasaur says, unfortunately, some people believe in these superstitions and harm cats or other animals. People who believe in these myths might treat cats badly, thinking they bring bad luck or danger. So Kitty the cat says, that's so unfair, Catasaur. Cats are just like us. They want love and kindness. They don't want to be treated cruelly. Now, hearing that, Catasaur was in agreement and he said, that's why we should never believe in the wrong superstitions that hurt animals, Khushi. It only brings them pain and tears. Now we go on to our next adventure, but first we solve the quiz. Now, all tortoise cats are male. The picture of the cat in this slide, they are called tortoise cats because they look like tortoises.
Ma'am, true.
Is it true?
Yes.
That all tortoise cats are male? False. They can also be females. Now with that, we then go on to our time machine and we spin around.
Ma'am, it's actually like that males are more rare than female tortoise cats.
That's right. Now on to we go to our next country, Iceland. Now why are we going to Iceland? What is going on in Iceland? Now, years and years ago, There is an there used to be an Icelandic lore or a story which says that a giant black cat will hunt children on Christmas Eve if they don't wear new clothes. Now, Khushi wanted to know, whoa, Catasaur, is that really true? Now, Catasaur wisely explains this is just a tale to encourage kids to behave well. If you are good, you get new clothes for Christmas. If you misbehave, well, the story says the giant cat might eat you. Some people use animals in stories to teach lessons or scare others into behaving. But over time, these stories create false beliefs like cats being dangerous or unlucky, and that's how people start hating them. So Khushi, now you know the secrets of cat's life. What would you like to do now? Khushi says, now that I know all the secrets, Mr. Catasaur, I would like to adopt Kit Kat and debunk some myths and tell everyone about it. Let's go back to India. Which makes Catasaur laugh and he says, haha, let's go home. And they sit in a time machine once again. And they come back home. And after coming back home, Khushi does go ahead and adopt Kit Kat. And go ahead, she tells all of her friends whatever she has learned with Mr. Catasaur's journey. She says, cats are not unlucky or dangerous. They're just like us. They're kind, helpful, and loving. So let's stop believing in superstitions and treat them with kindness. Now, after hearing her, all of her friends realized that all of these superstitions are not true and they should be kind to animals. So they ran towards Kit Kat and say, Kit Kat, we want to be friends with you. Let's play together. Which made Kit Kat very happy. She was surprised. Really? Wow, I have so many new friends. And slowly, all of the children in the colony started adopting different kinds of cats and different colors of animals so that they can be together. And soon the children adopted more cats and more dogs, and Kit Kat had a newfound family. And all was well. Catasaur, before ending the story, Catasaur says, well done, Khushi. You have shown everyone that the best kind of magic is kindness. That all of the people who are kind are... Yes?
The story will end.
Yes, the story is ending now. Catasaur says that there are magical people in the world. Those magical people have a lot of kindness in them. They are kind to their friends, they are kind to their family, they are kind to special children and special people, and they are very kind to animals. And that is their magical powers. You are a very kind child and a magical child, Khushi. So you keep spreading it wherever you go. And with that, we have come to the end of our story. Now, do you all want to help the black cats and or do you want to hurt the black cats?
No. Help. Mom, we should help the black cats.
That's right. Shall we all take a pledge together?
Yes.
So unmute yourself, put your right hand on your heart and repeat after me. I promise
I promise
to care and always be fair
to care and always be fair.
with love
With love
for all creatures
for all creatures
everywhere.
everywhere.